We live in an age of cushioning, of softened edges. We have philosophies that assure us we are perfect as we are, systems designed to remove friction, and a culture that often confuses comfort for progress. Ancient men had no such luxury. Their world was one of sharp stones, bare hands, and open skies. Survival wasn't a concept, it was the daily scorecard. In that raw, unvarnished existence, they were forced to understand truths about life, power, and human nature that were hard, cold, and non-negotiable. They didn't have the luxury of pretending these truths weren't real. To ignore them was to die, to be conquered, or to be left behind. These weren't pessimistic beliefs. They were clear-eyed observations of the fundamental rules of the game. We have spent centuries building a society that lets us forget these rules, that lets us believe we've rewritten them. But we haven't. We've just padded the walls. The hard truths remain, operating underneath everything. And men who never learn them live in a delicate fantasy, one that shatters at the first real pressure. These are the hard truths ancient men understood in their bones, the ones we need to remember. Hard truth 1, strength is not an option, it is a prerequisite. What they knew, the world does not care about your potential. It does not care about your good intentions. It responds to strength, physical, mental, and moral. Your strength is your fundamental currency. It is what protects your family, enforces your boundaries, and turns your ideas into reality. Without a base level of strength, all other virtues, kindness, wisdom, generosity, are seen as weaknesses and are easily exploited. A weak man is not a good man, he is a target. The modern fairy tale we tell, just be a good person. Your sensitivity is your strength. The world will be kind to kindness. We preach that strength is archaic, even toxic. We encourage men to be soft, to prioritize comfort, to outsource their protection to the state, to technology, to others. We confuse vulnerability, which is a conscious choice made from a position of strength, with helplessness. The cost of forgetting, you become fragile. A minor setback destroys your mental peace for weeks. A challenging person at work becomes a source of daily dread. You feel perpetually anxious because you have no foundational confidence in your ability to handle life's basic friction. You see yourself as a leaf in the wind, not a tree with deep roots. Your goodness feels powerless and leaves you resentful. The ancient correction, build your fortress, not to attack others, but so you cannot be easily besieged. Forge the body, it is your primary instrument. It houses your mind and spirit. Train it, respect it, make it resilient. You don't need to be a champion. You need to be harder to kill than you were yesterday. This physical discipline builds the mental kind. Forge the mind, study strategy, learn a skill to mastery. Read the works of those who faced harder times than you. Expose yourself to controlled discomfort, cold hunger, difficult tasks. Your mind must be a blade you sharpen daily, not a couch you recline on. Forge the will, practice saying no to your own laziness and excuses. Finish what you start, especially when you don't want to. Your will is the commander of your strength. A strong body and mind with a weak will is a ship with no captain. Hard truth 2, peace is bought with power, not hoped for with prayer. What they knew, the famous Roman dictum, si vis pacem, para bellum, if you want peace, prepare for war, this was not a love of conflict. It was the ultimate understanding of human and natural dynamics. The wolf does not attack the strong bull, it attacks the weak calf. The peaceful village is the one with strong high walls and vigilant guards. Your personal peace, your freedom from worry, conflict, and predation is not a default setting. It is an achievement. It is maintained by your visible capacity to impose a cost on anyone who would disturb it. The modern fairy tale we tell, just be peaceful and peace will find you. Avoid conflict at all costs. If you're nice to everyone, everyone will be nice to you. We see the preparation for defense as aggression. We believe that laying down our arms is an invitation to peace, when in reality, it is an invitation to be a victim. The cost of forgetting, you live in a state of low-grade anxiety, hoping nothing bad happens because you have no plan if it does. You are constantly negotiating from a position of weakness, giving away pieces of your dignity, time, and resources to avoid confrontation. You attract bullies and users because you signal that disturbing your peace has no consequence. The ancient correction, your peace is your kingdom, you are its sovereign and its army. Build visible walls, set clear non-negotiable boundaries and enforce them calmly and immediately. Let it be known through action what behavior you will not tolerate. A boundary without enforcement is merely a suggestion. Maintain your arsenal. Your arsenal is your skills, your resources, your network, and your resolve. Keep them sharp and in good supply. Your ability to solve your own problems is your primary deterrent against those who would create problems for you. Understand the language of cost. In any potential conflict, make it clear that bothering you will be more trouble than it's worth. This isn't done through bluster. It's done through calm, unwavering competence and the clear record of your past actions. People treat you how you have trained them to treat you. Hard truth 3, your value is determined by your utility, not your sentiments. What they knew in a tribe, on a ship, in a legion, your position was secured by what you could do. Could you hunt? Could you build? Could you fight? Could you lead? Your feelings about your role were irrelevant. Your survival and status were directly tied to your contribution to the group's survival. Love and respect were the results of proven utility and reliability, not their precursors. The modern fairy tale we tell, you are inherently valuable. You deserve love and respect just for being you. While there is a foundational truth to human dignity, ancient men knew that specific respect, trust, and authority are earned through performance. We've conflated basic human dignity with earned social value, leading to entitlement and confusion. The cost of forgetting, you feel perpetually undervalued and misunderstood. You believe the world owes you a place, a listening ear, or a reward simply because you exist. When you don't get it, you grow bitter and blame others. You focus on how you feel you should be treated, rather than on what you tangibly do that merits that treatment. The ancient correction: shift your focus from your inner narrative to your outer contribution. Ask the tribal question, what problem do I solve? For your family, your friends, your work, your community. Are you the provider, the fixer, the voice of reason, the source of strength? If you cannot answer this clearly, you have not defined your utility. Master a necessary craft. Don't just have opinions, have a skill that produces a needed result. It can be anything from healing bodies to fixing engines to building businesses to telling stories that unite people. Become the obvious answer to a specific problem. Trade in results, not intentions. Stop talking about what you're going to do or how hard you're trying. Ancient men judged by the carcass brought back to camp, the wall that stood, the battle that was won. Let your finished work, your kept promises, and your tangible results be your only argument for your value. Hard truth 4, fortune is a ruthless river, you build the dam. What they knew, the goddess Fortuna was capricious. She could bless you or ruin you on a whim. The Stoics, Vikings, Eastern philosophers all understood that luck and chaos are immense impersonal forces. You cannot control the river of fortune. You can only control how you prepare for its floods and droughts. Bemoaning your bad luck was seen as the height of childishness. The mature response was to build dikes, store grain, and learn to swim in strong currents. The modern fairy tale we tell, everything happens for a reason. Just manifest what you want. If you're struggling, you're not thinking positively enough. We either try to wishful think our way past randomness or see ourselves as permanent victims of it. We've lost the sturdy, resilient mindset that expects turbulence and prepares for it as a matter of course. The cost of forgetting, you are emotionally wrecked by every unexpected setback. You are constantly surprised when things don't go your plan. You either live in naive optimism that shatters easily or in cynical pessimism that paralyzes you. You have no robust system for handling adversity, so every challenge feels like a unique catastrophe. The ancient correction: adopt the mindset of an engineer, not a lottery player. Praise the harsh teacher. Start seeing random misfortune not as a personal attack, but as the only teacher that prepares you for reality. Each small problem solved, each unexpected blow absorbed, is training. Thank it. Amor fati, love your fate, especially the hard parts. Build your margin. The ancients stored surplus grain. You must store surplus everything. Surplus money, savings, surplus strength, fitness, surplus skills, versatility, surplus social goodwill, strong relationships. This margin is your dam against the river of bad luck. It turns potential disasters into manageable inconveniences. Focus on the craft, not the prize. The Viking focused on being a better sailor and warrior. The craftsman focused on a perfect joint. They controlled their effort and their skill. The prize, the discovered land, the acclaim was subject to fortune. By focusing on what you can control, your discipline, your integrity, your preparation, you make yourself fortune-proof. The river may rise, but your dam will hold. Conclusion: the hard ground is the only stable place to stand. These truths are hard because they remove the cushion. They tell you that you are not special in the eyes of the storm, that the world is not fair, but it is intelligible, that your safety, your peace, and your respect are not given, but built and defended. Ancient men did not find this depressing. They found it liberating. It cut through the nonsense. It provided a clear blueprint: be strong, be useful, prepare for chaos, protect your own. This is the hard ground. It may be cold and unforgiving, but it is solid. You can build something real upon it. The soft cushion fantasy is warm and comfortable, but it is a swamp. It cannot support any weight. The choice is not between a hard truth and a happy lie. It is between the hard truth that leads to genuine strength and a happy lie that leads to inevitable fragility. Step onto the hard ground. Build your strength. Earn your peace. Prove your value. Prepare for the storm. This is the way men have always navigated the world. It is still the only way that works.